Yo, what's up guys? It's me, MezogV, and today is officially Hybrid October. So for those of you who don't know about the whole Hybrid October series, basically every year, every Halloween, I basically create this weird abomination hybrid that's from the Jurassic Park franchise. And this year, I will be making the Doomsday Rex. Yes, I technically have made a version of the Doomsday Rex before, but this time I'm going all out and I'm going to make the third version of it. The very, very disturbing thing, I guess, that it is. So yeah, this is going to be a fun video. It's actually not, it's going to be horrible. So looking at the Doomsday Rex, basically it has like 3 bodies morphed into one. The main body having, of course, like Ultimasaurus looking hands, the left body having like normal T-Rex hands, and the right body having no hands. Also something to note is that the main head in front seems to have eyes and a nose and mouth and looks a little bit more conscious, whereas the 2 other heads look to be extra mouths. And note too that this whole creature in general just looks like a huge, kind of like a slug almost. It doesn't really have any legs, so that is something to keep in mind when basically making this figure. So I'm going to have to give it more of like a flat bottom, but kind of make it look like a tree stump in a way. So that is something I'm really going to have to use for reference when basically making this figure, because I've never really made something like this before. This is completely new for me, so I'm really gonna have to I'm gonna have to reach out for far-fetched ideas when it comes to sculpting and all that. Alright, so in order to basically make this figure, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Blender and I'm just gonna start sculpting. I'm just gonna start off with a basic shape and a basic T-Rex head, and I'm basically just going to go on from there. I don't know, I'm just going to dive into this figure. So yeah, let's move on to Blender. Alright, so as for a basic sculpt, as you can see here, I have kind of like a slug tree stump type body with a T-Rex head on the front. As well, I'm also trying to recreate the roots, I'm gonna call it, on the body. Of course, I'm going to make this a lot more meshed in with the body itself. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to duplicate this onto the left side and the right side, and I'm gonna start doing some sculpting. Alright, so after some sculpting and duplicating the body, as you can see, I kind of meshed them together. And basically smoothed them out, that way it doesn't look obviously like there's 3 different bodies put together. And 2 of the heads, I tried to make them look a little bit more accurate to the concept art. Unfortunately, this thing has a lot of vertices and such, so my computer is running really slow, so I can't really go too far into detail of this figure. But as you can see, on the middle body, he got the Ultimasaurus looking arms. The left body has the small T-Rex arms, and the third body has no arms at all. Also, when looking in depth into the figure, as you can see, I gave the 2 separate heads no eyes nor any mouths to make it look a little bit more like external mouths rather than 3 separate heads. And of course, the middle head has all of the defining features such as the mouths, nostrils, and all that. Of course, it's kind of hard to make this figure look a little bit more accurate, because I know last time when I did the Doomsday Rex, I aimed it to look a little bit more realistic rather than cartoonish. This time, I'm doing the opposite. I'm just going to do cartoonish. So yeah, but overall though, here is the Doomsday Rex. Okay, so change of plans. Originally, I was going to 3D print it on this big FDM printer, so I could actually have it a little bit more in scale, a little bit bigger. However, unfortunately, the Cura software that I'm using, it just cannot slice the model. I don't know why. It just can't. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to 3D print it on my resin printer. In fact, you can actually see that it's printing like right now. So yeah, so of course it has about 5 hours left. It's basically 2.5 hours in. But once this thing is done printing, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more scaled down, but it'll have more detail at least. All right, so finally, after all this work and time, here is the Doomsday Rex. Honestly, as stupid and as like cursed this figure is, I am so impressed with how this ended up turning out. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought that this wasn't gonna look that good. I actually didn't have high hopes for this figure, but dang bro, look at like the detail that came out on this guy. I thought that this was just gonna look really bad. I mean, granted, it doesn't look the best. It looks really cursed. It doesn't look like something that you'd really display, I guess, but I'm just impressed with how this thing came out. Like, just the sheer amount of detail that came out on this figure is insane. Like, as you can see, you got the main arms, the other head or body, got the small little arms. You got the like external mouths with the main head in the middle. And just overall though, this figure just looks really, really nice. So unfortunately, due to time restraints, I couldn't go back and change the model to make it work on an FDM printer. So because of that, I had to unfortunately shrink the model down so it can just throw it on a resin printer and get it printed that way. However, I made a crucial mistake, and that was I forgot to hollow out the model. So because of that, that boy is thick. Besides that, as for painting this guy, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna stick to the concept art design of it. I don't want to really go off and do my own thing because I want it to look as much like accurate, I guess, as possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it with a white coating and then I'm gonna dry brush it blue. All right, so here is the final product. So as you can see, I tried making it look as close to the sketch as possible. I know I could easily just gave it like a bold T-Rex coloration or whatever coloration, but I kind of wanted to look like how it does from the actual art because I feel like that looks more iconic, I guess. I don't know. But as you can see overall though, the figure turned out really nice. Of course you have the main head in the center with like the eyes and nostrils and everything. Then you got the two external like mouth type heads. You got this one right here. Of course it's completely blind and it has that kind of like zipper mouth type like crocodilian look, whereas the other head looks more like a T-Rex but just without the eyes, and it has the grooves on top of it. But yeah, that was the Doomsday Rex. If you guys actually want to see me make a full scale version of this with the FDM printer, then let me know in the comments below, because I can actually go ahead and change up this model, fix it, maybe add articulation, whatever, and then I can go ahead and 3D print like an actual full scale one. But for right now, I know it's a little bit more shrink down, but yeah, this is the Doomsday Rex. I hope you guys enjoyed this Hybrid October, and yeah, happy Halloween guys. If you like this video, please leave a like, and too, if you're new, highly recommend it. Try clicking that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. Help you, help me, help everyone. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and happy Hybrid October. See you all next time. Peace.